Before I get into this any further, I want to bring in former sex crimes prosecutor Sarena Townsend. Sarena, good to see you. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on. Just when you think child abuse can't get any worse, now the idea of parents sexually abusing their own children in an incest form of, I don't know what the right word is. I'm curious, have you ever seen or heard anything like this in your career?
I have. It is rare because this is, as you said, the most heinous type of crime one could ever imagine. It's bad enough to have a child sex victim, but for it to be somebody's own child, and in this case, both parents abusing and raping this child, it really is almost unheard of. It's horrifying. And there is a reason why there are separate laws, not only for rape, but for child abuse and for incest in and of itself.
Unfortunately, yes, there's a reason we have these laws because it does happen. It's just unthinkable. I want to go through this with you and we'll talk about it. Let me talk to you about how the abuse came to light back in December of 2023. This is when an apparent witness reported to Manor Township Police that the assaults had taken place in nearby East Hempfield Township. Now, the detective stated that during a Lancaster County Children's Alliance forensic interview, a declaration was made by witness number one. This person's not identified, but it says witness number one stated that the victim number one was previously sexually abused by the defendant, John DeHart. And after the witness came forward, the police did a forensic interview with the victim. So Sarena, first, talk to me about what you think a witness came forward, who you think that could be in relation to this victim, and is that usually how this happens? And then talk to me about what exactly is a forensic interviews and how an interview and how that works.
Sure. Yes. So what we see very often in child abuse cases, sexual abuse cases, is a delayed outcry. Delayed outcry is essentially a legal term for a child who was sexually abused or raped and did not tell anybody for quite some time. This is very, very common for obvious reasons. The child is confused. The child is scared. Obviously, oftentimes the child is living with the person because sadly, we know that sexual abuse of children usually happens by somebody that the child knows. It's rare that it's the actual parent, and it's horrifying, but usually it is somebody that the child knows, and therefore the child usually does not disclose the sexual activity or the rape until much later. Oftentimes, whoever finds out about it is also either a relative or a teacher or somebody that the child has grown to trust, even a friend. So this witness, this mysterious witness, could possibly be another relative or a teacher or, again, a friend that perhaps this person trusts.
And forensic interviews, those are
Yeah.
very sensitive. How do those work?
Very sensitive. There is a specific sort of training that's required to interview successfully a person who was so badly traumatized as a child. What happens when you are raped, especially when you're a child, is you kind of encode those memories differently, and your ability to retell what happened to you is very different than somebody who was, maybe robbed as an adult or assaulted at a
Right.
bar or something like that. So a forensic interview is one where a specialized detective who's taken specialized training knows how to ask you certain types of questions in a certain type of way to make you comfortable and for you to be able to access those traumatizing memories.